another principle of the high reliability organization mindfulness, the way of thinking that really speaks to how we are evaluating work processes. We don't want to simplify them. We want simple processes, but we really want to ensure that we are teasing out all the detail that really exists within our work processes, as well as why they succeed or why they fail. We don't want to really get to an easy answer. We really want to deeply understand, because that way we can better understand how to eliminate potential opportunities for error. Again, it's having an inquiring spirit and really being able to ask questions and think of these whenever we encounter any situation that involves a work process, particularly with reluctance to simplify. We have to ask ourselves, what assumptions are being made? What assumptions am I making in this scenario that perhaps might be inaccurate? Are there data to disconfirm or discredit what I'm thinking? What other assumptions could be made that I need to consider as potential alternatives? Those are the types of things we need to think about in terms of really making certain we are not simplifying our interpretation of a situation just based on perhaps what we may feel or what we may have seen in the past, which may not be true in this circumstance. It absolutely is a proactive risk reduction principle because, again, similar to preoccupation with failure, we are asking ourselves questions in advance to really tease out and get to the detail that we need to understand in the situation that we're experiencing. So the goal is really to be proactive, really addressing things on the front end so that we're not reacting on the back end. So here's an example related to the high reliability concept of reluctance to simplify. And what I want you to envision is an adult male who has come into the hospital for inpatient care. And he's up on his inpatient floor and he can still take food orally, and he needs his nutrition in order to get well and be able to be discharged. Now he has his menus and he circles the items that he wants, and they get sent down the day before, and each day his meals get sent up, and he really doesn't eat what is sent up. He picks at it. It's really not anything he's interested in, and so nursing has to go in the room for each meal and sit down and talk with the patient and figure out what he wants to eat, and then call down to nutrition, get them to send up another meal. And it's time consuming for everyone involved, and it can be a little frustrating because it just adds work for everybody during the course of the day. And over the course of time, caregivers can start to wonder why is this happening? He orders what he wants and then he doesn't like it, and so sometimes we as human beings can fill in the blank and create our own stories as to why people do what they do and become frustrated, and it's probably the wrong story. Well, then imagine if we had determined through asking the right questions, what else could be causing this? Is there something that I'm missing? And we determined that this patient can't read. So here's an adult patient who didn't want to tell us that he doesn't know how to read. That bothered him, and he didn't want to share that piece of information. You know, if we knew that, could we help him? Of course we could. We could make the entire course of his care much different. Indeed, we could ensure that he had the meals he wanted, he was getting the nutrition that he needed. But also, think about it, when we send this person home, what do we typically do? We give him a bunch of paperwork that has his discharge instructions, perhaps follow-up appointments, his medication information, all the things that we would assumed he would have been able to read, but that small detail, we didn't figure it out. Now, knowing that piece, it's a key piece for his safety, and we can alter the course of his care and ensure that he's safe when he's going home. So the point is, always ask when something seems to be going one way or another, is there something else I'm missing? Is there something else that could be causing this, so that we're not simplifying our interpretation?